Hey everyone, so I know you're not fooled in the slightest, I've just changed my headscarf and a jacket, but I'm doing another video for you, another catch up. This is one on racism and feminism. I did this ages ago and I filmed it and my camera just kept screwing up and it was really annoying. But I'm here now and I'm going to do it again, so here we go. Racism and feminism, these things are both relevant to me every fucking day. And most videos, if I'm not mentioning race, it's probably implied somewhere, and I literally cannot separate race from my feminism. It was particularly relevant at the time of this racism topic because Caitlin Moran, I'm sure much of you have heard, a woman who was hailed as the face of modern UK feminism, had essentially come out and said that she couldn't give a shit about representation of non-white people in media. Do I need to explain why that's fucked up? Here's the thing, I expressed a lot of my anger online about this, and I got a lot of shit from it. I didn't even say that much, I just sort of did a base amount of complaining, like I saw a hell of a lot of white feminists do, except I didn't see any of them get any shit for it. Every time a BME, that's Black Minority Ethnic, person complains about racism, they get a whole lot of backlash. White people will come and shout at us about how we've got it all wrong, and you're the racist one for calling me racist or someone else racist, and we all bleed red. Nah. Shut up. It's like when you complain about sexism as a woman, a bloke will undoubtedly rock up and tell you that not all men are sexist and you're just being an oversensitive bitch. That's what it's like, but try having both of these things. BME women cannot express their anger about anything without being dismissed as the angry black woman or some other bullshit trope and being attacked, and I can't deal with it. It's the most infuriating thing ever. So I had somebody write me several huge fucking essays on the whole Caitlin Moran issue, saying that she shouldn't have to care, Caitlin Moran shouldn't have to care about BME women's representation, and saying that it was racist of me to assume that the director of this show that all over controversy is about, I shouldn't be able to assume that the director is racist if they have an all-white cast. And she was crying about how she feels like she's not allowed to have an opinion on race because she's white, even though she was very comfortable shoving her opinion on race down my fucking throat. Luckily, beautiful Dame Jen stepped in to take care of this and take this person off my hands, and because I'd already spent a huge amount of time trying to explain how racism works to her, and I was damned if I was going to waste any more time doing that. So, but the thing is that the bullshittery of Caitlin Moran was not a one-off, and white feminists do this all the time. It's just because she's so blunt and because she's quite famous and she was doing it on Twitter that she got so much attention. And the thing is, white feminists, I'm not sorry, but merely by being white, you are probably a little bit racist. You probably don't even realise it, and it's not a malicious racism, but a subtle, casual racism that you've been socialised into, and so much so that you can't see it. And white privilege is a hell of a drug, and you've got to be aware of it, you've got to work to dismantle it, and you've got to keep working on this all the time. And that's the thing, I think it's very possible to be racist without realising it. And that's not me saying you're racist and I hate you, it's saying that you've all been socialised to think in a particular way, and we've all been brought up in an incredibly racist society, so it's very likely that you've internalised a lot of this. And so it's not surprising to me at all when white feminists only care about white women. But what gets to me is how people, excuse this, and people say if you're a feminist you're already tackling sexism, so you shouldn't have to deal with race too. But people forget, they seem to forget that BME women exist. When you act as if race is some secondary issue that feminists shouldn't really have to deal with, but it's great if they do and super brownie points for them if they do, then what you're doing is telling BME folk that our race is secondary to our identity. And when it's considered an extra for feminists to address race, you're saying that white feminism is the norm, and that we as BME feminists are abnormal, and that when we ask for people to consider our entire humanity, that we're asking too much. That is incredibly fucking frustrating. How about the fact that BME people face sexist bullshit too? BME women are more likely to face sexual assault, abuse and rape. BME women are the most shat on section of the working class, or of any class. And it does feel like as well, when white feminists do sort of discuss race and acknowledge race, it does feel like they do it on a very, very, very shallow, not good enough level. And you see white feminists trying to like liberate women from other cultures without knowing the first fucking thing about the culture in the first place. And they only give a shit. It seems like a lot of white feminists only give a shit about BME women when they can impose their imperialist bullshit ideologies to try and paint themselves as the enlightened one. White feminists, it seems, stay comparing like racism to sexism as if BME women don't even exist. And the amount of times I hear like quite well-meaning people say shit like, oh well, you wouldn't hear people making X generalization about black people, so why is it acceptable for you to say this about women? No. I do hear people making these generalizations about black people, right? You need to stop pretending that racism isn't something that happens anymore as an illustration of why sexism is wrong. Okay, just because you don't experience racism doesn't mean it doesn't exist. When you say, oh well, you never hear someone say that about a black person, chances are I probably have, so don't pull that shit to me, okay? All I'm asking is that white feminists consider the fact that white feminism isn't the norm, and that feminism needs to encompass everyone. And that is all. Okay, bye.